Okay, I'm going to talk to Aldi now. What do you think this victory means? Is this an implication for Indonesia's chances in the next stage or the next match?
But before that, I have to emphasize that yes, it's a good win, but it's not flawless.
It is.
A lot of things to evaluate. Even though we have three central players in midfield area with two flanks, our defense is still stretched. Luckily, that Saudi doesn't, utilize that the gap between the players, and not just like in the game against Japan with two central midfielder. They also stretch about, and then Japan's players just running and dancing in area 14, the area near the penalty area. They just passing about there, but not in Saudi Arabia. Saudi just want to throw, pump the player inside the box with the long ball, and then hoping for something. Still rolling around the, but it's unsuccessful for Saudi Arabia. But yes, a lot of things to evaluate, and I believe Coach Sin will evaluate them. What it means for our journey to World Cup? Yes, this group is still,
wide open. Yeah,
quite open. I mean, I think it's the best group in the AFC, qualifier, because there is a 4 team that get 6 points.
Yep.
1 team gets 7 points, and Japan. Next we got Australia. Can we win against Australia?
We could get a result. As we see, they struggle against Bahrain again.
They cannot win against Saudi Arabia, right?
Yeah, 0-0 at home. Yeah. And Popovic is trying to play a bit more defensive, but with attacking players. Very strange. And a couple of new names getting involved now with Socceroos.
Yeah.
And the substitution against Bahrain, pulling out the likes of Jackson Irvine in the 60th minute.
Yeah.
I didn't quite see the plan there.
Yeah.
So the situation again is wide open, and the chance now is for us after the draw, same as against Saudi, to take that next step and beating Australia. At their stadium.
Yeah, well, the main concern is maybe that like the absence of Hubner and Ragnar, especially at the front, because we know how Ragnar can stretch the opponent's defenses,
for sure.
and he's pivotal for the way Coach Shin wants to play in the transition. I mean, the outballs to Ragnar and Rafa behind the Saudi defense makes their defenses very, very hard time in GBK. So we're gonna see how can Indonesia how our team plays without Ragnar, because he's virtual
We've
star.
got a new guy, Ali Ramani, right?
Is he like the same kind of profile as
a bit
Ragnar?
different.
We don't know about. We still don't know a lot about him. I don't know.
He's right winger, right? Ali Ramani is right winger.
He can play central and from both flanks.
Yeah. I hope he can come there and plug the gap. But Ragnar is a big loss for us, not just when he scores the goals, but
the work rate.
The work rate. He can provide that assist also for Marcelino for the first goal. Yeah, so big question for the March, but at least we can now enjoy. But as Aldi says, it is not a perfect win, because the Saudi team also got into this game with a lot of handicap. And Calvin said when he was asked in the mix zone what's the difference between the draw in Jeddah and this win, he said, he was. I think he was talking to a Saudi Arabia reporter, and he said, I think you guys missing quite a few players, especially the captain. By the captain, he said he meant Alda Sauri.
Salim Alda Sauri.
I think. But when I look on the Saudi Arabia media, they highlighted the absences of those key players, but they don't have a lot of complaints. They said that Indonesia won that game rightly.
Fair and square.
Yeah, fair and square also. But there's still gaps in the team that maybe we can improve upon before we go into the March national round.
Tactical wise, there has been some comments flying around about Shin Tae-yong's ability to create a tactic or to switch from a tactic. Some say, I will not be mentioning names, but I have been hearing words like miskin taktik. It's a sore
and then you
subject,
can get a result against Saudi if you're miskin tactic.
I just want to hear what you guys think about that statement, because it has been flying around on the internet these past few days.
But what you see on the pitch, you see players knowing what to do with or without the ball. And the counter is swift and very straightforward, and for players to know their positions and trying to figure out if Ragnar goes to attack from the left, and then you have the likes of Verdonk and then Jenner and Tom Haye supporting from the midfield. Verdonk will either go overlap or underlap, and provides that space for Ragnar to cut inside, and you can see Marcelino going a bit wide from his central role from midfield, coming to that forward line. So everybody knows how to move. That midfield activity worked very well against Saudi. Against Japan is another case, of course. And when you look at flying wing backs doing what they have to do, not like Diogo Dalot, sending crosses, trying to set the tone from early on. And when Sandy switches to Verdonk, Verdonk knows that Sandy will have that moment where he can connect with Verdonk, and Verdonk just needs to be in that position. So a lot of interchanging, which is not easy if you're a coach that doesn't have a lot of tactics, trying to adjust to the opponent as well. What can Saudi provide that can hurt us? Eventually, they have 80+% possession, but no clear-cut chances to hurt us that much. And we look at the defense. We look at Rido. Rido played another masterclass in that back line with Jay Idzes. Everybody was comfortable. They know what to do. That is what's key in that game. And they know what Saudi will provide. They know how to counter-react. And in key moments, we find the back of the net, and that is the key thing. If we score first, even against Japan, if that chance maybe gets in from Ragnar, it's going to be a different story. It's either 5-1 or 1-0 to Indonesia, right? 5-1 defeat or
at least we score.
Yeah. So again, if you look at the patterns of play, you look at the positions of players, the activity, and all the movements, the interchanging. So you can quite see that this is a team that's very fluid, and they have a coach that knows what it takes in big matches. And under pressure, yet again, Shin Tae-yong, he was under pressure in a game towards that double bill against Vietnam, home and away. The results, 2 wins. And now under pressure against Saudi, strangely, people are trying to say that Shin Tae-yong might lose his job after the Saudi match, which is ridiculous, and he does it again.
Yeah. Aldi?
Yeah, I appreciate every comment about this national team because everybody loves this team.
Yeah.
Everybody, right?
Yeah.
Or
Everybody.
Even the ones that hates the defeats and the bad matches.
Even the one who
still need them.
seemed to hate them, I think still loved them deep inside.
Deep
It's
inside,
just
Deep
I think they
inside.
celebrate the goals as well.
of course.
It just doesn't show it
Maybe
and
off the
doesn't post it
camera.
on social media.
Yeah. So I appreciate every comment about this team. You can say miskin tactic, you can say everything, but what we saw on the pitch, on the match, and people knows if they know football. Good football is not about when you pass about the ball, but the off-ball movement. If the off-ball movement is right, so the strategy is implemented rightly. So what I saw in the national team against Saudi Arabia, the off-ball movement from every player is quite clear. It's much better than Brazil against Uruguay. So yeah, you can say miskin tactic with this team, but what I saw personally with this team, especially in the off-ball movement, is quite good. So for now, at least the miskin tactic anecdote is not right.
Yeah. Last but not least, Mas Firzi?
Because
Enggak, iya. Is it enggak, iya?
I cannot make up my mind.
Diketawain Anjan.
No, because when we at the media we got the lineup from Coach Shin, of quite a few times we doesn't really know, we don't really know like
Certain position
where this player plays, because they have multiple players can play in multiple positions, which Coach Shin. I don't think
Very
a lot
versatile.
of national team player or coaches can have that luxury. Yeah, I talked with a lot of the players. I talked with Calvin about that. I talked with Nathan and Justin about that, and they said like, and Sandy, and they always said that Coach Shin can communicate with them properly about what he wants to do in every position. I think it's a great testament to how Shin coached this team. the communication in this team. I think the communication in this team is not hard. I think communication is still a problem within this team, but they can make it work. That's important
The
because
football language is a language that
that's
they speak,
football
right?
language
Aw,
because
that's
there's 4
sweet.
language in this team. There's Korean, there's English, there's Dutch, there's Indonesian.
Yeah.
5.
With
Love
JJ.
language.
Hey!
I thought it was JJ language.
JJ
Major language. 6 then.
Six then. It's not easy, but issues is inevitable. I think
True.
Verdong also said communication. We try to make it work. It's a bit difficult, but credit to them, they make it work.
Yeah.
It's not easy when
Yeah.
you have this one player coming in every FIFA match day, and they and almost all of them came in as a starter. It's not like they're gonna introduce them at halftime or anything, but most of them they came in as a starter. So it's a testament to how good the job Coach Shin is doing with his national team and also the team behind him. And yeah, I think we can be proud of our national team. It's been a long time coming, seeing this. I think we all deserve this. Yeah, we talked with Adi before the round in October. This is a result that we as Indonesian has been dying for so long.
Yeah, and
Yes.
playing in the third round,
Yeah.
every result is a bonus.
I
Every
know,
result.
And why do
right?
you put that much
Yeah.
pressure and then those bad words and the social media when a team is not performing very well? You were defeated by Japan. Japan,
Japan.
from 1998 till
Yeah.
now, always gets to the World Cup finals,
Yeah.
not going through to the semis or playing in the finals, but they always has that tradition now in playing in World Cups. And Saudi gunning for their seventh World Cup as well.
And the talk about Japan, if you see the noise in the media, it's like how can they win in 2026? It's not as much as how can they play in the World
Participate.
Cup or get out of the group, but
Yeah.
how they can
How
win.
can they win
That's how
during the
advanced.
World Cup?
Yeah, how can they win the World Cup?
Yeah.
Yeah, how can they lift the trophy? Because they're number 15 in the world.
And how can you be
Yeah.
disappointed if you're beaten by Japan?
By Japan.
Yeah.
By 4-0. It's a learning curve for a lot
It's
of
a
players.
learning
And the response after that, after learning against one of the best sides in the world,
Yeah, I think
you get a
there is-
win against Saudi, because a lot of situations that you can't get in training, you get against Japan. And it's in real time, a reality check on how massive the gap is, the quality of the players on the pitch. And then you play against Saudi, you are prepared.
Yeah.
And you have all the tools now to hurt Saudi, and the result is there. So enjoy the moment again. For a lot of guys, girls, come on, chill out. This is Indonesia doing their very best. We are now the best ASEAN team in the third round of qualifiers. We have passed Thailand. We have passed Vietnam. You talk about Thailand all the time being the best in ASEAN. It is now over.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adi
Adi has
Not every day you can see Adiani saying things like that, being so motivational. I think it's because it's very easy to make a statement. It's very easy to make a splash nowadays on social media, and I feel like some people just kind of want to do that instead of like
They don't know the process for the federation, for Payadek to work and trying to supply the ammunition for Coach Shin Tae-yong, and then for Coach Shin Tae-yong to coach the players in such conditions. And I think for a lot of new guys coming in, trying to be a great player for Indonesia, the process is so long. And again, when you sit there on your couch, easily criticizing, come on, we have to support, we have to be positive.
True.
And don't be so. The problem is amnesia.
Yeah.
For Indonesia, and for a lot of people in Indonesia, because if they win, if our team wins, they celebrate, and then one bad result, one not a very
Stay
good
out.
performance,
Hashtag stay out.
The problem is
Yeah.
amnesia.
The two sentences that I remember from Adiani is that just be there for our national team,
Yeah.
be present,
Yeah.
enjoy the ride.
Enjoy the ride, enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
And as a supporter, when it gets tough for the team, that is where you come in as a supporter. You support
You
them
support,
in
true.
bad times. In good times, everybody's singing and
It's
laughing,
easy. Yeah,
getting
it's easy
drunk.
when-
But when you're losing 2-3 matches, that is when supporters come in and carry the players and trying to help the players and trying to find their form. And the synergy is supposed to be a great bond, and it's happening now. Not like Brazil, even with expensive tickets. We fill up the
we
stadium.
fill up the stadium,
The Gelora
yeah.
Bung Karno.
Okay, we're really sorry, Brazil.
We have to diss out Brazil today.
We're really,
We can't go
really
to
sorry we
Brazil.
have to do this to you today,
And
but
don't even get started with England. We're not talking about England, right?
another discussion for another episode. But anyway, thank you so much,
Thank you,
Adiani,
thank you,
Aldi,
thank you.
Firzi Idris.
Great
Thank you
chat.
for being with us on today's episode, Jebret Media Team. We'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.
Adios.